that we're going to do now, the Hadam on masechta bava basra from the Rebbe. Orev hayoytze la'acha chitim ashtoris. Orev is a guarantor who the guarantor had signed wrote his name after the signatures that were written on the star. Then the halacha is goyim in the chasm neichayim. The malva could only collect from the properties that he has available, the Orev has available, not from those properties of after the loan that he sold to buyers. Those nechasm he cannot collect from because his name came after the signatures of the star. Ma'aseh, there was a story. There was the exact same story where the Orev had signed after the signatures of the star. And Rabbi Yishmael said he could only collect from the Nechas Neichayim. Amalei Benanis. Benanis answered back to the Malva. Benanis said about this psak din, he cannot collect not from even from the Nechas Neichayim, from the properties that he has in possession. He cannot even collect from that. Amalei, Rabbi Yishmael said, Lama, why shouldn't he be able to collect from the nechasim that he has in his possession? He signed as Arev after the signatures. If some outsider is watching how the malva is choking the leiva, and Arev claimed outsider came and he said, I'll be the Arev. He says to the malva, stop choking him, leave him alone. I'll pay up the chayv. Potter. That person is going to be potter, according to Benanis. Shaloi Amunase, he'll vote that the initial hava, the money that the malva gave to the leiva, was not connected to the Arev at that time. It's the same thing over here. Where did he stop this? Where did he say it'll be a Arev? When after the whole story happened and he came for collection and he was choking him for his money back, that's where the Arev kicked in. He says, "I'll pay back. Just leave him alone." So it has nothing to do with causing the malva to lend any money. So therefore he's potter. Only what type of Arev is going to be chayiv? What type of Arev takes the place of the leiva? If he said, Halveyu, lend the money, and he tells the malva, lend the leiva money and I'll pay you back. Oh, there it's chayiv because the malva gave the money only because of the Arev. So then he's chayiv. Because based on his words and his the trust that he had in the Arev, that's why he laid out the money. Rabbi Yishmael said that somebody who wants to become wise and sharpen his mind, he should preoccupy himself and learn. There's no greater space in the Torah than Dinei Mamanis. It's like a wellspring that swells and water is constantly flowing. And somebody wants to learn Dinei Mamanis, Yishamish as Shimon Benanis. He should become like a student of Shimon Benanis. We'll go now to the end of the Gemara. So the Gemara says, it quotes the Mishnah, Ma'aser ba lifnei Rabbi Yishmael. There was a story that came before Rabbi Yishmael of where the Arev wrote his name after the signatures of the star, and Yishmael said he could collect from the Nechas Neichayim. And Benanis says he can't collect anything. Even though Rabbi Yishmael was praising Benanis, he says whoever wants to learn Dinei Mamanis, go to become a student by Benanis. But nevertheless, halacha k'meisei, the halacha is like Rabbi Yishmael, who says he could collect from the Arev, from the Nechas Neichayim. The Gemara asked the Shiloh, how about Bechonuk? By the story where the malva was choking the leiva, and the outsider said, stop choking him, and I'll pay him back. Is that person going to be mechuyev to pay the Nechas Neichayim or not? Tashma, Rabbi Yaakov, Rabbi Yochanan, Cholok Hoy Rabbi Yishmael, Af Chanuk. Rabbi Yishmael even said, by the case of Chanuk, he argued even there that the one who said to stop choking will have to pay from the Nechas Neichayim. Now the Gemara is halacha k'maisei, not halacha k'maisei. Is that halacha like him or not? Tashma, come in here and I'll answer you. The Chiyas Ravin, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Cholok Hoy Rabbi Yishmael, Af Chanuk, halacha k'maisei Af Chanuk. the Gemara said when Rabban came, he said the name of Rabbi Yochanan that Rabbi Yishmael argued even by Chanuk, with the story of the Malva choking the Leva, that he held that that person who said stop choking has to pay, and the halach is kamesa even by Chanuk. Amar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Shmuel. Rabbi Yehuda said the name of Shmuel. Chanuk v'konim yadei. Chanuk alone, if he said stop choking him, he's not going to have to pay because he told him stop choking him and I'll give you the money. Only if there was a kinyan. The Malva gave him a kinyan suda, gave the Arif, the outsider, who told him to stop choking, take this kinyan suda. In exchange, you're going to be mischayv yourself to pay the loan that the Leva owes me. That's the only time that mishtabit. So the Rebbe says, when you look in the Yerushalmi does not bring down that it has to be with a kinyan. He doesn't bring down Rabbi Yehuda Mashmul that Chanuk is dafke bekonu mayode only if there was a kinyan. Shalmi says it doesn't have to be a kinyan. So the Rebbe says, what's the svaras hamachleikes? What's the reasoning behind why the Bavli says by Chanuk you need a kinyan and Yerushalmi says you don't need a kinyan? So the Rebbe explains, because what's the whole svara by Arv at the time when the money is being given? What's the reason that he's mishabed himself, that he's obligated to pay the chayv? So the quote of the Gemara was Amar Rav Hashi, the Bahu Ano the Kamahemilei Gomer Mishtabed Nafshei. With that Hanoah that the Arv had, that he was trusted, that's how he's mishabed himself. So the Ritva says that's the pshat, kipshuti, like we read the words. The Hanoah that the Arv gets, that he's being trusted, that's how he gave his shibud to pay the chayv of the leva. But in the Mukhe Yesim and Rabbeinu Gershon, they argue, no. The Arev had to do something much more. Had to make the Malva lose money. There had to be an effect that the Malva had to do an action, take out money from his pocket. And like the Rashbam says, that the Arev was like the Malva was like a shlich of the Arev. It was as if the Arev took the money from the Malva and gave it to the Leva. There was an action. That's what caused the shibud that he should be responsible to pay the Leva's chayv. So the Rebbe says that's machlokes between Bavli and Yerushalmi. By Chanuk, the story was the halva was done already, but the Malva wanted to collect, so he's choking the Leva, and an outsider came and said, "Don't choke him, I'll pay you." So if you learn mitzad hanoah, that's the shibud. He had hanoah because he stopped choking his friend. This was a great hanoah for him. So the Yerushalmi says that's the shibud. That's the reason why he was mishabed nafshei. But according to the Bavli said no. Bavli said that it has to be an action, as if the Arif caused the Malva to take out the money from his pocket, as if the Arif was borrowing himself from the Malva and paying the Leva. Here, the halva didn't happen that way by Chanuk, because the halva happened without the Arif. The Arif came into the story only after the Malva was choking the Leva. So the Rebbe says, what's in nature? There's a difference between Bavli and Yerushalmi. And the Gemara says that the Ike Inyan of Arvus, that the Yidn Areim Zebazeh, is only when they came into Eretz Yisrael. Anybody in Babel, there's no din of Arvus. Like the Gemara says in Brachas, Ein Uchlusa Babel. There's a din that you have to make a bracha on a multitude, a gathering of a whole bunch of people. In Brachas it says in Babel, there's no such a bracha. There's no real Arvus. It's not a real multitude that's be'achlus. Or you look in, the Rebbe says in Psachim, there's no tiny tzibur b'Babel. If you want to make a tiny tzibur for the rain should come down, there's no tiny tzibur in Babel, because there's no real tzibur in Babel. The unity is not in Babel. Where is it? Only in Eretz Yisrael. So the Rebbe says, when it comes to the Amroim of Babel, where the Achdus wasn't so strong, the Arvus was not strong. So in order to become a real Arav, you got to do a real action. You got to make that the Malva should lose money. But according to Yerushalmi, the Amarim Yerushalayim, the Arvus was there. They were fully together. So all you need is to show that you show trust, and he feels that he has a no that you trusted me. He showed, so that in and of itself is enough to be meshabed. And over here, just by the mere fact that he had a nod that he stopped hurting his friend in Eretz Yisrael, the Siyu is already there. So that's enough to make a shibud. The Rebbe says that the inyan of Nezakin, we have 3 bavas. They correspond to the 3 batim mikdashim. The purpose of nizikin corresponds to the gullus, and there's 3 gullusim, and bava basra represents the 3rd. And the Rebbe says to learning hilchas mazikin, the masechta mazikin, we're getting rid of those mazikin that are distracting us from serving Hashem and becoming close to Hashem. We're now learning the bava basra, which corresponds to the last gullus, and we look at the beginning of the masechta. It starts off hashutvim. Who are the shutvim? HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the Bnei Yisrael. There was a mechitza, there was a wedge that stopped the Yidden being connected with the Yidden. With the Yidden with the Eibishter. When it comes now to the siyum of the masechta, it says we're learning about arvus, achdus. So the Eibishter says officially we have to take it into our hands and to work on ourselves to become close to Hashem. But if we're stuck in the shibud golis, so the Eibishter says, I'll take it upon myself and give you the keiches to take you out from this shibud of golis. And of course, Yevana Hamikdash, we said that the 3rd base Hamikdash, it says Gadol, from the Minarishain, and of course, that the Eibishter should make it happen immediately. Let me just finish. I'm sorry, Mikol the Arab Yama like by Kinyan. So the Gemara says, only where do we find that you need a Kinyan? Only by the story of Chanukh. But a regular Arab doesn't need a Kinyan. But please, Rav Nachman says no. Rav Nachman, Arab the Bezna would like by Kinyan. Arab the Bezna, a Leva said, Bezna told the Leva, you have to pay. And he doesn't have money. So the Arab says, you know what? I'll pay for him. So the mere fact that Bezna says, okay, we'll trust him, that is considered that's strong as a kinyan. Alma being a kinyan, but a stam, he says he's taking achrayis. That's he needs a kinyan. The Shas says the halacha is at the time when they're giving the money, the Ariv, he said, I'll be a Ariv, and because of me, you're lending the money to him. Then like by a kinyan, because of him, there was a loss to the malva. But if he became a Arif after the Alva was done, then by a kinyan is required. Arif the Bezdin, but if it happened in Bezdin, he said, "I'll be a Arif," like by a kinyan. The Bahi, I know the heavenly, but this I know that Bezdin trusted him. He was meshabed himself to pay the chayv. Hadin Allah get pashit. We shall return to you, pay to get pashit. Utzlika Allah masechta basra. And we finished masechta bava basra. We'll just read this. Hadin Allah masechta bava basra. Hadin Allah. Datna Allah masechta bava basra. Datna Allah. Leinan nisn shay minach masechta bava basra. Leinan sis nisn shay minan. Allah be alma adain. Allah be alma daasei.